Hey guys, I am here with Gary. You may know him from T-shirt Help Desk, and he's actually going to be one of our speakers in DecoSummit. So I'm going to ask him a few questions so you guys can get some insight into the event. All right, Gary, so do you want to give our audience a little introduction?
Hey, I'm Gary Ajane. I'm the founder of T-shirthelpdesk.com and YouTube channel. I do all types of videos on how the novice can get into the t-shirt industry. I teach everything from how to print t-shirts, how to build websites, how to market your tees, how to design tees. It's an all-encompassing I guess how-to of the t-shirt industry, built for the person who is a novice.
Cool. And you know, with your experience, what are some of the classes that you're going to be teaching at DecoSummit?
All right, I'm doing 4 presentations at DecoSummit, and the first one is going to be starting a T-shirt business, the ultimate side hustle, and this is pretty much going to be like an overall look at the t-shirt industry, how to get in it, and how the job market is changing. So it's a good time to start a t-shirt business on the side, because just in case, you know, in an unstable job market, you have something to fall back on. The next one is going to be how to make your little t-shirt business look like a big t-shirt business. This is where I'll go through the process of taking a basic t-shirt blank and printing it and putting all the bells and whistles on it, from the printing process to packaging, to show people that you don't just have to take a t-shirt and put it in a bag and send it. You can do things to raise the perceived value for low cost. And the third one I'm going to be giving is choosing the right t-shirt blank. And this is, it seems like it's a simple process, but I'm going to go through the different things that go into choosing a t-shirt blank for your business, for your niche, and something that's more cost effective, depending on what type of t-shirt business you're trying to choose. It's not just simple as just grabbing one and just using it. And the last one will be on the top selling e-commerce platforms on the small business, where I'll just give some insight on how you can sell t-shirts and how you can start a t-shirt business online. And that's it.
Nice. So what are some of the platforms that you're speaking about specifically?
Well, I'm going to go through a few things. I'm going to go through print on demand. I'm going to go through third-party print on demand, as well as integration print on demand. I'm going to talk about how it's the easiest way to get into the t-shirt industry. I'm going to talk about things like Amazon, Etsy, Merch by Amazon, and I'm also going to talk about building your own platforms from scratch with companies like Shopify and WordPress with the WooCommerce e-commerce engine.
And I'm sure a lot of people will be looking forward to that, because some people, like a lot of embroiders, just do a lot of local orders, so they don't know exactly where to even start to branch out online. So it's great that we can bring you here and give them some sort of direction. What is it exactly that you sell with your company, T-shirt Help Desk?
I do print on demand in my spare time. I'm in some t-shirt niches that I sell t-shirts. But for T-shirt Help Desk, I pretty much sell knowledge and information. I sell tutorials on how to do Illustrator and Photoshop. I sell a theme to use on a Shopify theme, where you can easily set up and start a t-shirt business. I'm actually in the process of having that upgraded right now. I sell courses, like I'm doing the presentation on how to make your big t-shirt, how to make your little t-shirt business look like a big t-shirt business. I sell a course on how to brand and market your t-shirt business. So that's pretty much what I do. I sell information in a digital format.
You know, I was wondering, because I never got around to asking you this when we talked earlier. How long have you been in this industry? It seems like you are really knowledgeable. How long did it take you to learn all of this?
Wow, my first T-shirt business was in 1989. And that was like my first year in college. And I started working in the industry in New York City as an apparel designer. And I've always been an artist. Like I did all these paintings. So I went from apparel design, which I was okay at that, and I moved over to graphic design. And that's when my career kind of took off. I've worked several companies. And working was great, but I'm one of those people that I always, and this is I guess I don't know if it's a terrible thing to say. I really don't like people telling me what to do. So as time went on and I started blogging on the internet just about like politics and life, and I noticed that, I wasn't, I was working, and I was looking around and there were people like making money online. And I was just like, and there were some people who I was following who were, they were giving really great information, and they had things that they were selling on the side. And I was like, well, people are always asking about, starting a T-shirt business. I wonder if people will be interested. And I put up a couple of videos, and it just started to take off, and that's pretty much it. But I've been in the T-shirt industry since T-shirt printing and apparel since 1989, which is 30. That's wow. That's is that 30 years?
Yeah. Well, I'm bad at math, but yeah,
I
30
think so.
years. Yeah, 2019.
So
wow.
Actually, 30 years. So I'm staying corrected when I said 25 years is 30 years.
You're making me nervous because that's longer than my lifetime.
Oh, wow.
And I'm speaking alongside speakers like you, so I gotta level up.
It's not wisdom comes through experience, not age.
And what exactly got you into shirt printing again?
I grew up in New York City in the hip hop era, and it was always about, graffiti and art and T-shirts and stuff like that. So it was just like a natural progression. So it's something that I started doing at about 19, and I went off and I started working, and then they would send me to these factories. Like, we weren't just doing it in the house or like in someone's basement. They would send me to these big, huge factories where they would be printing thousands of T-shirts, and I was like, wow, and then at a certain time of working and just getting tired of people telling me what to do, I said, I'm going to do this myself. And actually, before I started T-shirt Help Desk, I opened a screen printing business out in Queens. And I've learned that designing T-shirts and printing T-shirts are two totally different animals. And I'm going to be totally honest, I hated screen printing with a passion. That's why I just put up a video called The Pros and Cons of Screen Printing, and someone thought that I was hating on screen printing. It's not that I'm hating on screen printing, it's just I know that business very well, and I know that it could be very nasty, it could be very toxic, and it's a learning curve, and it's difficult. That's how I got into printing. So I know all about it, and unless you are a person who's raised in it, like you've been doing it for years, I personally don't suggest anyone get into the actual screen printing. I think there's lots of alternatives, and I talk about that a lot on my T-shirt Help Desk channel. It's great. It's like, I'm not trying to down screen printing. It's great if that's your thing and if you have big orders. But if you're just coming up, in this day and age, there are alternatives. So
going back to what you said a bit earlier, it's crazy how timeless this industry is, like how what you were doing 30 years ago is still extremely relevant today, and how there's so many people searching for ways to start a business, and the T-shirt business is a great place to start. Mm-hmm. Where do you think that people should start if they're thinking of getting into printing? Just people who don't have any machinery, let's say.
There's two ways that you can go. If you plan on really being internet based, and you don't plan on selling hand to hand at street fairs and different events. I know people who do that, and it's very profitable. And people still actually go outside and go set up like tents and stuff and sell T-shirts. But if you've never did this, if you've never did T-shirts before, I suggest you go print on demand, which doesn't require any like printing equipment at all. Because what it'll do is that it'll teach you the art of designing, and it'll teach you marketing. Because with print on demand, you have to learn how to put your stuff on social media, you have to learn how to promote, you have to learn how to target a specific audience. And that's a great way to learn the business of marketing T-shirts, because the print on demand companies, they will print and ship for you. That's for you guys who want to be on the internet that don't have a lot of money. Now, if you want to sell, in addition to that, you want to sell outside to real people, real time, I suggest that you get your designs and you go with custom plastisol heat transfers and get a heat press. And I have videos on that. That's what you make your art and you send it to a company, and they send you either a small box or a big box of transfers. You put the T-shirt on top of in the heat press machine, put the custom heat transfer on top and print it. But I just want to say that that's not the stuff that you get at Walmart that you print at home. Not that stuff, okay? You want to specifically go in and Google, or you can go to t-shirthelpdesk.com, custom plastisol heat transfers. I actually have a list of places that you can get them. So that's my suggestion.
Some people saying that heat transfers are not permanent, that they wash away. What is your take on that?
Great, fantastic question. It depends on the kind that you get and the company, and you should like with all this stuff, you should test them. I remember buying one a long time ago and I loved it, but one day it peeled off. All right. So you want to ask your manufacturer, has this been wash tested? How many washes? How long does this last? They're not all created equal, and that's what you have to ask.
So Gary, I wanted to ask, was this your first time coming to Miami? Because I actually have a lot of people saying that one of the reasons that they wanted to come so badly was because it's going to be held here in Miami.
Well, actually, no, it's not my first time. I've been back in my party days, but I haven't been in over a decade. So I'm looking forward to seeing Miami again.
So what do you remember most from it?
I remember the beach and Wet Willies and a couple of parties that I went to. A couple of clubs.
That sounds like Miami.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask you earlier when we were talking about DTG, screen printing, and all these methods of apparel decoration. Have you ever tried embroidery?
I did some hats back in the day. I used to embroider hats, but I would design it and then I would have them digitized and I would take it to an embroiderer. But actually embroidering, I have little to no experience.
So you're more on the design side, managing side, and then the production side, you leave it to to others.
It depends on how complicated it is and if I can manage it. Like I said, I used to have a screen printing business, so I used to print T-shirts, and I kind of got out of that business. So anything that I can do myself, if it can be easily managed and the quality control is good, but if it's something out of my hands, I leave that to the experts.
So I know you've never tried, well, you have tried embroidery, but not
Yes.
the production side, right? So here at DecoSummit, you will be able to get your hands on. So if you want to just try it, I would be happy to give you a little demo of how to do caps and stuff. It's actually a lot easier. I'm sure you've seen embroidery machines, how they work. but it's actually a lot easier than it seems. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Absolutely, yeah, I'd love to check it out.
What's awesome about DecoSummit is that we are actually going to be giving away a free embroidery machine. It's the one right here behind me. Not literally this one. It's going to be a brand new one. This is the one I use for videos. But yeah, an $8,000 offer for those who are coming and don't have any experience at all, because we do have some people who just started. So you don't necessarily have to have equipment. So you never know if you're that person in Gary's audience that you're on the fence. You don't know whether you want to do print on demand. You don't know if you can invest in an embroidery machine yet. You could still come here, learn everything about the business, whether you decide to do the production side or not. And you might end up leaving with an EM1010.
Fantastic.
So that's amazing, and it comes complete with support and training as well.
That's great, awesome.
Anyway, thank you, Gary. If you don't have anything else to add, then, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I just want to say to everybody listening, if you have time and you want to come to Miami, or you're in the Miami area, come on down to DecoSummit, which is
October 11th
and 12th in Miami.
Anything that you can think of in the custom apparel industry, you'll learn here. So definitely pick up your tickets. Gary, you have a link that'll get people tickets for $195, which is, it's pretty low for a 2-day conference.
Absolutely.
I've invested in classes for 4 hours that are $200.
Absolutely.
So I think it's definitely worth coming out.
It's nothing like investing in yourself, so definitely come out.
100%. All right, thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you in Miami.
All right, see ya.
Bye.